It's my journey, it's your journey. You need my help and I need yours. 'Cause we are...
Welcome to Journeys of Faith. Brother Joseph Frey Aldenhoven here. Be sure to click the link in the description for the full article. Our Lady of Ocotlán, the miracle of the burning trees and healing waters. In the heart of Mexico, where faith weaves through the fabric of everyday life, a story of divine intervention burns bright, a tale of mystery, miracles, and a mother's boundless love. Welcome to the sacred ground of Ocotlán, a place where the heavens reportedly touched the earth in the 16th century, leaving behind a legacy of hope that still draws pilgrims from across the globe. At Journeys of Faith, we're honored to share the awe-inspiring account of Our Lady of Ocotlán, a Marian apparition tied to inexplicable wonders like burning trees that refuse to be consumed and healing waters that defy explanation. And for over 4 decades, since Bob and Penny Lord founded our ministry in 1980, Journeys of Faith has been a beacon for Catholic Christians seeking deeper spiritual connection through pilgrimages and educational resources. Our mission is to illuminate the power of faith, from Eucharistic miracles to the lives of saints, and stories like that of Our Lady of Ocotlán embody the transformative grace we strive to share. Whether you're joining us on a pilgrimage, diving into our books, or exploring our digital downloads, we invite you to walk this journey of reverence and discovery with us. The events surrounding Our Lady of Ocotlán aren't just historical footnotes. They're a living testament to the divine, a reminder of the miracles that can unfold when faith is unwavering. Picture this: a humble Franciscan friar, a desperate plea for healing amid a devastating epidemic, and a vision of the Blessed Virgin Mary that would change the course of a community forever. This isn't merely a story, it's a call to reflect on the mysteries that shape our beliefs. So let's step into the sacred past of Ocotlán, where burning trees and healing waters whisper of a mother's eternal care, and let this tale inspire your own journey of faith with Journeys of Faith. Historical context of 16th century Tlaxcala, Marian apparitions, media, and items. Let's step back into the turbulent, transformative world of 16th century Tlaxcala, a place caught in the crucible of conquest and faith. This wasn't just a sleepy corner of Mesoamerica. Tlaxcala was a fierce, independent state, a patchwork of indigenous power that had long resisted the iron grip of the Aztec Empire. By the time Hernán Cortés and his band of conquistadors rolled in around 1519, the Tlaxcalans were battle-hardened, skeptical of outsiders, but also pragmatic. They saw in the Spaniards not just invaders, but potential allies against their old enemies, the Aztecs. So they struck a deal, a tenuous, uneasy alliance that would reshape their world. Fast forward a few decades to 1541, the year tied to the miraculous events of Our Lady of Ocotlán. Tlaxcala was no longer just an indigenous stronghold, it was a land in flux, wrestling with the collision of two civilizations. The Spanish had brought their swords, their language, and most indelibly, their faith. Catholicism was spreading like wildfire, often layered over ancient beliefs in a complex, sometimes painful syncretism. Franciscan friars roamed the region, building missions, baptizing thousands, and preaching a gospel that promised salvation but often demanded cultural surrender. For the Tlaxcalan people, this was a time of profound loss, but also of adaptation. Old gods whispered in the shadows, while the cross rose over new churches. Yet life wasn't just spiritual upheaval. Disease brought by the Europeans ravaged the native population. Smallpox and other illnesses tore through communities, leaving grief and desperation in their wake. It's against this backdrop of conquest, conversion, and catastrophe that the story of Our Lady of Ocotlán emerges. A land scarred by suffering was ripe for a sign, a moment of divine intervention that could bridge the old and the new, offering hope to a people caught in the grind of history. Join us on a journey of faith with Our Lady of Ocotlán. Hey there, fellow seekers of the divine. At Journeys of Faith, we're not just about reading the stories of miracles like Our Lady of Ocotlán, we're about living them. Since Bob and Penny Lord started this mission in 1980, We've been guiding souls like yours on pilgrimages that transform, inspire, and connect you to the heart of Catholic spirituality. Ready to dive deeper into the mysteries of faith? Here's how you can join us. Embark on a pilgrimage, walk the sacred paths where miracles unfolded, feel the presence of Our Lady of Ocotlán and countless other wonders on one of our guided journeys. Explore our resources from best-selling books like This Is My Body, This Is My Blood to digital downloads, statues, and prayer cards. We've got the tools to enrich your spiritual life, deepen your faith, engage with our media content, TV series, articles, and more to uncover the lives of saints and the power of Eucharistic miracles. Connect with community. Join a network of believers passionate about spiritual growth and the beauty of Catholic tradition. Take the leap. Visit our website today and let Journeys of Faith guide you to a deeper connection with the divine. The apparition to Juan Bernardino. In the quiet hills of Tlaxcala, Mexico in 1541, a humble indigenous man named Juan Diego Bernardino walked through a landscape scarred by drought and despair. The land was parched, the people desperate for relief, and Juan, a recent convert to Christianity, carried the weight of his community's suffering on his weary shoulders. It was here, amidst the desolation, that the divine broke through the mundane with a vision that would alter the course of history. As the story goes, Juan was trudging along a path near Ocotlán when a radiant figure appeared before him, a woman of unearthly beauty, cloaked in a mantle of stars, her presence a balm to his weary soul. She spoke with a tenderness that cut through the silence of the arid hills, identifying herself as the Virgin Mary, the Mother of God. Her words were not mere comfort, they carried a mission. She directed Juan to a hidden spring, a source of water that would heal not just the body, but the spirit of those who sought it. This was no ordinary encounter, it was a celestial intervention, a moment where the veil between heaven and earth seemed to tear open, revealing a glimpse of eternal compassion. But the apparition wasn't just about a spring. The Virgin Mary also pointed Juan toward a grove of ocote trees, instructing him to witness a sign. When he arrived, he found one of the trees engulfed in flames, yet unconsumed, a burning bush of the New World, echoing the miracles of old. Within this fiery mystery, an image of the Virgin would later be discovered, etched into the wood, a tangible relic of her presence. This was no mere vision. It was a call to faith, a challenge to believe in the impossible. For Juan, a man of simple means and profound trust, this encounter became the cornerstone of a devotion that would ripple through generations. The weight of this moment cannot be overstated. Juan Bernardino, an unassuming figure in a colonized land, became a conduit for a message of hope. His story, passed down through oral tradition and later documented by the church, stands as a testament to the power of the divine to speak through the humblest among us. The apparition at Ocotlán wasn't just a personal revelation, it was a communal lifeline, a promise of healing waters, and a reminder that even in the driest of times, grace can flow. The miracle of the burning ocote trees in the heart of Tlaxcala, Mexico in the early 16th century, a divine mystery unfolded that would etch itself into the annals of Catholic lore. It was 1541, just a decade after the famed apparition of Our Lady of Guadalupe, when Juan Diego Bernardino, a humble indigenous man, found himself at the center of an extraordinary event. Tasked with fetching water from a nearby river for his ailing community, stricken by a devastating smallpox epidemic, Juan Diego's journey took a turn into the realm of the miraculous. As he approached a grove of ocote trees, a vision of breathtaking beauty halted him in his tracks. There, amidst the rugged bark and piney scent, stood the Blessed Virgin Mary, radiant and serene, her presence a balm to his weary soul. She spoke to him with a tenderness that belied the gravity of her words, directing him to a hidden spring of water with healing properties, a divine remedy for the suffering of his people. But this was no mere vision of comfort. It was a prelude to a sign that would sear itself into the memory of all who witnessed it. The ocote trees, dry and brittle under the Mexican sun, suddenly erupted into flames. Yet, in a defiance of nature's cruel logic, they were not consumed. The fire danced across their branches, a celestial display of power and mercy, leaving the trees unscathed as if touched by an unseen hand. This was no ordinary blaze, it was a testament, a beacon of hope for a community on the brink of despair. The burning ocote trees became a symbol of divine intervention, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of faith could shine unquenched. Juan Diego, awestruck and humbled, followed the Virgin's guidance to the hidden spring. The waters, as promised, carried a grace beyond comprehension. Those who drank or bathed in them found relief from the ravages of smallpox, their bodies and spirits renewed by a force that transcended earthly medicine. Word of the miracle spread like wildfire, drawing pilgrims and skeptics alike to the site, each seeking a glimpse of the sacred, a touch of the divine. This event, tied so closely to the apparition of Our Lady of Ocotlán, stands as a powerful chapter in the story of faith in Mexico. It's a narrative not just of healing, but of resilience, a reminder that miracles often emerge from the ashes of suffering, burning bright against the odds. Discovery of the healing spring. In the heart of Tlaxcala, Mexico, where the air hums with the whispers of ancient faith, a miracle unfolded in 1541 that would forever etch the story of Our Lady of Ocotlán into the annals of Catholic devotion. Juan Diego Bernardino, a humble native of the region, trudged through the scorched landscape, his heart heavy with the weight of a devastating smallpox epidemic that had ravaged his people. The land itself seemed to mourn, its trees reduced to charred skeletons after a mysterious fire. Yet, amid this desolation, something extraordinary was about to happen, a divine intervention that would ripple through generations. As Juan Diego ventured into a ravine near the village, guided by an inexplicable pull, he beheld a vision that defied all earthly logic. There, standing radiant and serene, was the Blessed Virgin Mary, her presence a balm to his weary soul. She spoke with a tenderness that pierced the silence of the ravaged land, directing him to a hidden spring. Drink of this water, she instructed, her voice a melody of hope, and bring it to your people. It will heal them. Skepticism might have gripped a lesser man, but Juan Diego, steeped in faith, obeyed without hesitation. He dipped his hands into the cool, clear water, and as he carried it back to the afflicted, the impossible became reality. Those who drank or were anointed with the water began to recover, their bodies mending as if touched by a divine hand. Word of the healing spring spread like wildfire, drawing the sick and the desperate from far and wide. The once barren ravine transformed into a place of pilgrimage, a sacred ground where the faithful could kneel before the mystery of God's mercy. The water, believed to be blessed by Our Lady of Ocotlán herself, became a tangible sign of her intercession, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope could bubble up from the earth itself. This was no mere folklore. It was a testament to the power of belief, a story etched into the very soil of Tlaxcala, waiting to be rediscovered by every pilgrim who dares to seek it. Our Lady's message of mercy and conversion. In the heart of the story of Our Lady of Ocotlán lies a profound call to mercy and conversion, a spiritual wake-up call that resonates as powerfully today as it did centuries ago in the hills of Tlaxcala. When the Blessed Virgin appeared to Juan Diego Bernardino in 1541, her presence wasn't just a spectacle of divine power, it was a personal invitation. She didn't come with thunder or judgment, but with a mother's quiet urgency, pointing him toward a hidden spring of healing water. That gesture alone speaks volumes. Her mercy flows like water, ready to cleanse and renew anyone willing to seek it. But mercy isn't a free pass. Our Lady's appearance, coupled with the miraculous burning of the ocote trees, flames that consume without destroying, carries a deeper challenge. It's a symbol of purification, a reminder that true conversion means letting go of what no longer serves the soul. She asked for a sanctuary to be built, not just as a physical space, but as a beacon for hearts to turn back to God. The message is clear. Healing comes with responsibility. The waters of Ocotlán might soothe the body, but it's the inward turning, the metanoia of the spirit, that transforms lives. This duality of mercy and conversion is the beating heart of the devotion to Our Lady of Ocotlán. She doesn't demand perfection, she offers a path. The burning trees stand as a testament to her power to refine without ruin, to call us to something greater. And in a world often scorched by division and doubt, her message cuts through the noise. Come to the water, be healed, and let your life be a sanctuary for others. Early investigations by Franciscan missionaries in the wake of the extraordinary events surrounding Our Lady of Ocotlán, the Franciscan missionaries stationed in the region could not ignore the fervor gripping the Tlaxcalan people. They were men of faith, yes, but also of reason, trained to discern the divine from the deceptive. In 1541, when whispers of a miraculous apparition and burning trees spread like wildfire through the rugged hills of Tlaxcala, Mexico, they stepped in to investigate, their sandals kicking up dust on the same paths where Juan Diego Bernardino claimed to have encountered the Blessed Virgin. The Franciscans, led by figures like Fray Martin de Valencia, approached the phenomenon with a mix of skepticism and reverence. They interviewed witnesses, pored over accounts of the fiery ocote pine that refused to be consumed, and examined the spring of healing waters that had bubbled forth at the Virgin's command. These were not men easily swayed by local lore. They had seen syncretism and superstition weave their way into the faith of the newly converted. Yet, the consistency of the testimonies, Juan Diego's unshakable conviction, the physical evidence of the unburnt tree, and reports of ailments vanishing in the waters began to chip away at their doubts. What struck them most was the image of Our Lady of Ocotlán herself, discovered within the hollow of that very pine, carved, some said, by no human hand. The statue radiated a serenity that seemed to defy the chaos of the world around it. The missionaries noted how the indigenous people knelt before her, not with the fear of old gods, but with a tender hope that mirrored the Christian spirit. This was no idol of stone. It was a conduit of grace, a signpost pointing to something greater. And their early reports, scribbled in Latin and sent back to ecclesiastical authorities, carried a cautious tone. They spoke of possible divine intervention, urging further scrutiny, while admitting that the fervor of the faithful was undeniable. The Franciscans understood the stakes. If this was a true miracle, it could solidify the faith of a fledgling Christian community. If false, it risked leading souls astray. So they watched, prayed, and waited, their investigation laying the groundwork for the church's eventual recognition of Our Lady of Ocotlán as a beacon of hope in a land still finding its spiritual footing. Construction of the first shrine and chapel. In the wake of the miraculous vision of Our Lady of Ocotlán in 1541, the faithful of Tlaxcala, Mexico, were stirred by an unshakable resolve to honor the Blessed Mother. The story of Juan Diego Bernardino, the humble Franciscan lay brother who witnessed the Virgin amidst the burning ocote trees, had spread like wildfire, igniting a fervor that could not be contained. The people knew they needed a sacred space, a tangible testament to the divine encounter in the healing waters that flowed from the spring Mary had revealed. With little more than raw determination and the tools of a pre-industrial age, the community set to work. They were not architects or stonemasons by trade. They were farmers, weavers, and laborers, their hands calloused from toil in the fields, yet guided by faith, they hauled stones from nearby quarries and felled timber from the surrounding hills. The site chosen was no accident. It was the very hill where Juan Diego had seen the Virgin, a place already sanctified by her presence and the miraculous wellspring that promised healing to the afflicted. The first shrine was humble, a simple structure of adobe and wood, erected with sweat and whispered prayers. It was not a grand cathedral, but to the people of Tlaxcala, it was a palace for their queen. Inside, they placed a small image of Our Lady of Ocotlán, a depiction of the Virgin as she had appeared, her countenance radiant with maternal love. This modest shrine became a beacon, drawing pilgrims who sought not just physical healing from the waters, but spiritual renewal in the shadow of Mary's intercession. As devotion grew, so did the need for a more permanent place of worship. By the late 16th century, plans were drawn for a proper chapel, a structure that could withstand the test of time and the swelling crowds of the faithful. The construction was a communal effort with local leaders and Franciscan friars overseeing the work. Stone by stone, the chapel rose, its walls a silent witness to countless rosaries prayed and intentions offered. The architecture reflected the simplicity of the people's faith, unadorned yet profound, a space where heaven seemed to touch earth. What's striking, even now, is the sheer grit of those early builders. They had no machinery, no wealth to speak of, just an unwavering belief that this was their calling. The chapel, completed in the early 17th century, became a cornerstone of devotion to Our Lady of Ocotlán, a place where the miracle of the burning trees and the healing waters lived on in every whispered prayer and flickering candle. It was a testament to what faith can build, even from the humblest of beginnings. Basilica of Our Lady of Ocotlán in the heart of Tlaxcala, Mexico, where the whispers of divine intervention still linger in the air, the humble origins of the shrine dedicated to Our Lady of Ocotlán have transformed into something truly awe-inspiring. What began as a modest chapel born from the miraculous vision of the Virgin Mary to Juan Diego Bernardino in 1541 has evolved over centuries into the grand basilica of Our Lady of Ocotlán, a testament to unwavering faith and the enduring power of the sacred. The early days were marked by simplicity, a small adobe structure cradling the wooden image of the Virgin, said to have been discovered in a burning ocote pine, untouched by flame. Pilgrims came in droves, drawn by tales of healing waters from a nearby spring, blessed by the Virgin herself. As the stories of miracles multiplied, healings, answered prayers, and unexplainable graces, so too did the need for a space to honor them. By the 18th century, the faithful could no longer be contained by the humble chapel. Construction began on a grander edifice, a Baroque masterpiece that would reflect the magnitude of the devotion it housed. Completed in 1760, the Basilica of Our Lady of Ocotlán stands today as a marvel of colonial architecture, its twin towers piercing the sky like a prayer made visible. The intricate facade, adorned with carvings of saints and angels, tells a story of reverence etched in stone. Inside, the gilded altars and the revered statue of the Virgin, dressed in robes of celestial blue and gold, draw the eye and the heart. The basilica isn't just a building, it's a living archive of faith, a place where the past and present collide in quiet, holy reverence. Every brick seems to hum with the footsteps of centuries of pilgrims, each seeking a touch of the divine. But it's not just the grandeur that captivates. The basilica remains tied to the land, to the burning trees and healing waters of its origin. The spring still flows nearby, its waters believed to carry the Virgin's blessing, a reminder that miracles aren't confined to history, they ripple through time. This sacred space, born from a humble vision, has grown into a beacon for the faithful, a place where the ordinary becomes extraordinary under the gaze of Our Lady of Ocotlán. The angel carved statue and its legends. In the heart of the story of Our Lady of Ocotlán lies a relic so steeped in mystery and divine wonder that it feels ripped from the pages of a sacred epic. The statue of the Virgin Mary, said to have been carved by angels themselves, stands as a tangible link to the miraculous events of 1541 in Tlaxcala, Mexico. This isn't just a piece of wood or a craftsman's labor, it's a vessel of faith, a silent witness to the burning trees and healing waters that transformed a humble town into a beacon of hope. According to the accounts passed down through generations, the statue was discovered by Juan Diego Bernardino, the same faithful soul who first witnessed the vision of Our Lady amidst the fiery ocote trees. As the legend goes, after the Virgin appeared and directed him to the healing spring, Juan returned to the site with others from his village. There, nestled in the ashes of the burned trees, they found this statue untouched by flame, radiating an otherworldly serenity. Its craftsmanship was beyond human skill, delicate features, a serene expression, and an aura that seemed to pulse with divine presence. The villagers believed it was a gift from heaven, sculpted by android hands as a sign of Mary's intercession. But the story doesn't stop there. Whispers of the statue's power spread like wildfire. Some claimed it wept tears of mercy during times of drought or plague, a celestial lament for the suffering of the people. Others swore they saw it glow faintly in the dark of the chapel where it was enshrined, a reminder of the light that guided Juan to the spring. These tales, whether rooted in fact or faith, cemented the statue's place as a cornerstone of devotion in Ocotlán. Pilgrims would travel miles, their feet worn and their hearts heavy, just to kneel before it, seeking solace or a miracle of their own. What strikes me most about this relic is how it embodies the raw, unshakable belief of those early witnesses. In a world where skepticism often drowns out wonder, the idea of an angel carved statue challenges us to consider the unseen forces at play. Was it truly shaped by heavenly hands, or was it the product of a master artisan whose name history forgot? The answer matters less than the faith it inspires. For the people of Tlaxcala and for countless others who've heard the story, this statue isn't just an object, it's a testament to the idea that the divine can touch the mundane, turning wood into a window to the eternal. Ecclesial approval and papal recognition. In the grand tapestry of Catholic history, few apparitions have captured the Church's attention quite like Our Lady of Ocotlán. The story of the miraculous burning trees and the healing waters of Tlaxcala, Mexico, didn't just linger as local legend, it demanded scrutiny from the highest echelons of ecclesiastical authority. Let's dig into the rigorous process that elevated this event from a regional marvel to a recognized miracle, a journey of faith that even the Vatican couldn't ignore. The initial accounts of Our Lady's appearance in 1541 to Juan Diego Bernardino, a humble indigenous man, were met with both awe and skepticism. But the Church, ever cautious with claims of the divine, launched a thorough investigation. By 1750, after decades of testimonies, documented healings, and the undeniable persistence of the sacred image of Our Lady of Ocotlán, carved from a single piece of oak and discovered in a miraculously unburned tree, the local bishopric gave its stamp of approval. This wasn't a hasty decision, it was a meticulous vetting of miracles, from the healing spring that still flows today to the countless personal transformations attributed to the Virgin's intercession. The real game changer came in 1906 when Pope Pius VI, no stranger to the weight of spiritual phenomena, formally recognized the apparition. This wasn't just a nod of acknowledgement, it was a profound declaration affirming the authenticity of the events and the image's veneration. Papal recognition placed Our Lady of Ocotlán alongside other revered Marian apparitions, cementing its place in the global Catholic consciousness. Pius VI's decree wasn't merely ceremonial, it was a call to the faithful worldwide to honor this manifestation of Mary's maternal care, a beacon of hope rooted in the scorched earth of Tlaxcala. What's striking here is the interplay of local devotion and universal validation. The people of Tlaxcala didn't wait for Rome's word to revere their lady. Their faith burned as fiercely as those miraculous trees. Yet when the Vatican spoke, it wasn't just validation, it was a bridge connecting a small Mexican village to the heart of the Church. This approval continues to inspire pilgrims, drawing them to the Basilica of Ocotlán, where the sacred image stands as a testament to divine intervention, a reminder that heaven often speaks through the humblest of places. A journey of faith inspired by Our Lady of Ocotlán. As we reflect on the profound story of Our Lady of Ocotlán with its burning trees and healing waters, we're reminded of the enduring power of faith to transform lives. This miracle, etched into the heart of Mexican Catholicism, isn't just a historical event. It's a living call to deepen our spiritual roots. At Journeys of Faith, we've dedicated ourselves since 1980 to guiding souls on such transformative paths, just as Bob and Penny Lord envisioned. Our mission is to illuminate the wonders of the Catholic faith through pilgrimages, books, and media, connecting believers with stories like this one. Whether you're drawn to the mystery of Eucharistic miracles, or the lives of saints, we invite you to join us on a journey of discovery. Explore our resources, books, statues, prayer cards, and digital downloads to bring the inspiration of Our Lady of Ocotlán into your home. Let her story be a beacon, guiding you towards spiritual growth. At Journeys of Faith, we believe every step, every prayer brings us closer to the divine. Will you walk with us on this sacred path? The miracles of faith await. FAQs about Our Lady of Ocotlán. Who is Our Lady of Ocotlán? Our Lady of Ocotlán is a revered title of the Blessed Virgin Mary, deeply cherished in Mexican Catholic tradition. Her story is one of divine intervention and compassion, tied to a miraculous apparition in the 16th century. As a symbol of hope and healing, she continues to inspire countless faithful through her intercession, a cornerstone of devotion that we at Journeys of Faith hold dear in our mission to share the power of faith. Where did the miracle of the burning trees occur? The miracle of the burning trees took place near the town of Tlaxcala in central Mexico, specifically in a ravine close to the village of Ocotlán. This sacred site, surrounded by rugged terrain and humble beauty, became the backdrop for an extraordinary event that would forever mark the region as a place of divine encounter, a story we at Journeys of Faith are honored to recount. When did the miracle of the burning trees happen? The miracle of the burning trees occurred in 1541, a pivotal time in Mexican history, shortly after the Spanish conquest and the apparition of Our Lady of Guadalupe. This timing underscores the profound wave of faith sweeping through the region, a theme of spiritual awakening that resonates with the pilgrimages and educational resources we provide at Journeys of Faith. What is the story of the burning trees? The story of the burning trees centers on a miraculous vision where Our Lady of Ocotlán appeared amidst a grove of ocote trees, engulfed in flames yet untouched by the fire. This awe-inspiring event was a sign of her presence and protection, revealing a hidden spring of healing waters. It's a narrative of divine mystery and grace, one that we at Journeys of Faith share to deepen understanding of Catholic miracles and the lives of saints. Who witnessed the miracle of the burning trees? The primary witness to the miracle of the burning trees was Juan Diego Bernardino, a humble indigenous man from the area. Tasked with fetching water during a devastating plague, he encountered the Virgin Mary in the fiery grove, an encounter that changed his life and the lives of many. His testimony, rooted in simplicity and faith, mirrors the personal transformations we witness on our pilgrimages at Journeys of Faith. What message did Our Lady of Ocotlán give? Our Lady of Ocotlán delivered a message of comfort and healing, instructing Juan Diego Bernardino to use the water from the hidden spring to aid the sick. She promised her intercession and protection for those who sought her help with faith. This message of maternal care is at the heart of the Catholic devotion we promote at Journeys of Faith, inspiring spiritual growth through such sacred stories. What is the significance of the healing waters? The healing waters of Ocotlán, revealed during the apparition, hold immense significance as a tangible sign of God's mercy and Our Lady's intercession. Pilgrims have long sought these waters for physical and spiritual restoration, a practice that aligns with our mission at Journeys of Faith to provide opportunities for encountering the divine through sacred sites and stories. How is the spring at Ocotlán considered miraculous? The spring at Ocotlán is considered miraculous due to the countless testimonies of healings and blessings attributed to its waters since the 1541 apparition. Emerging from a place once hidden, its discovery during a time of great suffering cemented its reputation as a source of divine intervention, a theme we explore deeply in the resources and retreats offered by Journeys of Faith. What illnesses are believed to be healed by the waters of Ocotlán? Over the centuries, the waters of Ocotlán have been believed to heal a wide range of illnesses, from physical ailments like fevers and infections to spiritual afflictions such as despair. During the plague of 1541, many reportedly recovered after using the water, a legacy of hope that we at Journeys of Faith celebrate as evidence of the power of faith and miracles. Where is Ocotlán located? Ocotlán is located in the state of Tlaxcala in central Mexico, a region rich with Catholic history and devotion. The Basilica of Our Lady of Ocotlán, built to honor the apparition, stands as a beacon for pilgrims worldwide. At Journeys of Faith, we encourage visiting such sacred places to experience the profound spiritual growth that comes from walking in the footsteps of miracles. Be sure to click the link in the description for the full article.
It's your journey.